So a good way to indicate when there's like severe amounts of backlash against a specific YouTuber is when you load up their social blade. You scroll down and you see, red numbers. Red numbers are a fantastic and very quick indicator that this creator, they done something that pissed a lot of people off, especially right at the 1 million sub mark. Blaire White just hit 1 million subs, and already she's fallen to she's lost 4,000 subs in the last week. So she must have done something that pissed off a lot of people, and that's exactly right. A lot of people have been jumping on Blaire White for her misinformation in her videos, and it seems like this last video she's put up has been the final straw for a lot of people. She's been getting called out for a while now in various communities. The political communities have been calling her out. The tea/beauty communities, they've been calling her out. Both communities seem to overlap in the reasons against her, which is simply just misinformation in her videos. And while it's something that I personally haven't really looked into that much, this specific story I actually did look into. This video right here, although it maintains a positive like ratio for the most part, it's got quite a bit of dislikes, but we'll get into why exactly in just a second. This video is on transgenders competing in teams, like transgender males competing with biological males, and that whole debate and that whole discussion or whatever. It's a topic that's been talked about a lot on several different podcasts. I think Joe Rogan got a lot of flack for his opinion on it. And here's the thing, right? Regardless of what your opinion is on trans issues or transgenders competing with, biological genders, I'm struggling with the right terms here, but you know what I mean. Like, regardless of your opinions on both of these topics or whatever, you can throw all these out the window, because this latest case really is very simple when you boil it down. Blaire White published misinformation on an individual and refused to correct it. Her silence has been deafening for a lot of people. So here's the case right here. And luckily, my friend Nick Diorio summarizes very nicely in his tweet. Blaire White made a blatantly transphobic video based on completely incorrect information and hasn't even tried to rectify it in 2 weeks. You love to see it. Now, if you look at the video right here, it seems like, she's got her pinned comment or whatever, but the comments are just calling her out. They're just shitting on her. This person's writing, "I love how all I'm seeing is people calling Blaire out for lying about Janae. My faith in this platform is temporarily restored." Blaire White really just posted about a woman she knows nothing about, mocking her appearance, just spreading blatant lies. The woman gave up her passion just to live her life truthfully. She never tried to complain against cis women. This is honestly disgusting. I'm not making fun of her appearance. Her appearance is outlandish within seconds of each other. Janae has never competed against a woman. For fuck's sake, Blaire, do your research. Now, the situation these people are referring to in the video is Blaire's first example of trans people competing with other people within their biological gender here. I'll play a little clip of it.
Side of the coin when it comes to the whole sports issue, so we're going to talk about that and all of the bans and what my personal feelings on the bans are. So let's get started with Janae Marie Kroc. She's a trans powerlifter, and here's her story.
Was being the most intense, the craziest. So I was the alpha of the alphas. And so I was the last person in the world that anyone suspected. And that's what made it, I think, even more shocking and made it more difficult for me to come out. A lot more people that supported me than I expected, especially some of the big name lifters and people that were very well respected in the sport. And that was really nice to see. But the fan base, there were a lot of people that were very upset about it.
Okay. So, disclaimer. I have no hatred in my heart for Janae. I think Janae seems like a really nice person and obviously is an amazing athlete. I mean, trans aside, anything else that's a part of the story aside, you cannot deny that is some amazing bodybuilding. That's crazy. Who looks like that? No one looks like that. And I am not trying to make fun of her appearance. I know people will just run to that because people like to just say I'm a big old meanie rather than addressing any of my points, but I'm really not making fun of her appearance. I mean, I think that obviously her...
All right, get to it.
Being against biological women is ludicrous. It's almost intentionally ignorant, and anyone who thinks that is some sort of level playing field is a liar.
Okay, so you can kind of get the point of this video, and I've actually seen this entire video before making this video just to make sure that, you know, I'm aware of what I'm commenting on over here. She goes on the rest of the video to kind of talk about how, you know, this is completely unfair, and that's a fine opinion to have in my books or whatever. I mean, I have no real, like, issue with the video or her take or whatever. It's just that the example she uses is flawed right here, and I'll explain why. The person in the first example writes, Blaire, I really wish you had reached out to me before making a video including me and spreading a bunch of misinformation. If you had done some research ahead of time, you would have known that all of my records and championships were achieved in the men's division. I've never competed as a woman, and I have been vocal about that fact. I have no intention to. I respect your right to have your opinion on trans athletes or any other topic, but spreading misinformation only causes more problems. If you have any questions or would like to discuss this further, feel free to reach out. And as Nick Diorio points out, it's been 2 weeks, and the bigger issue here, and the reason why I'm commenting on this, on something I normally probably wouldn't really have much of an opinion on one way or the other, is because this is a pattern that I've noticed. This happens, it seems like more than once a year, really more than once a month. I see Blaire get called out for misinformation in her videos, and she's very sneaky about it. And when I say sneaky, I mean she just doesn't even address it at all. Like, she's somebody who puts out a video, maybe shoots out a tweet once a day or whatever, but is very private and very low-key on social media, which is fine. But when you're going to get called out for posting misinformation, respond to it, disprove it, you know, correct the record, something like that, you know, give us something, you know, because this whole, I'm so sick and tired of these, like, YouTubers and creators, so they'll get something wrong or whatever, or they'll get challenged on a point, and their go-to is to just be quiet, it's to just ignore it, it's just hope it blows over, and then in a few weeks when everybody forgets about it, boop, next video. I'm just sick of that attitude of the way these YouTubers respond to these types of situations. And again, regardless of what your opinion is on the topic being discussed, that's largely irrelevant. This is literally just a case of Blaire White using an example that ends up slandering somebody and misinforming the public, and then refusing to correct the record when pointed out. I mean, that's just dishonesty at its highest. I mean, Blaire White comes from the YouTube skeptic community. They don't even have the best reputation for, you know, keeping things, you know, facts oriented, you know, keeping things on the level, being transparent, being fair or whatever. And Blaire is doing no good job of really selling that community, or whatever is left of that community anyway. So just thought I'd point that out. Again, it doesn't even matter what your take on this is. This is literally just posting in misinformation and then refusing to correct it, which is something she's been getting called out for a while now. And if she doesn't start addressing it, it's going to backfire. I mean, she's already facing sub loss. That's the moment when YouTubers need to realize, like, okay, now this is affecting my job, my income. Now people are literally leaving in hordes of thousands. Maybe I should do something about it, because if I don't, I mean, it looks really tacky to say the least, and it's also going to just destroy my brand or my credibility. But as long as Blaire can get away with it, what does it matter? That's the thing. Alright guys, you guys hear the music. I'm gonna get out of here. My name's Dog UFC. I will see you guys tonight live on the air. Make sure you're subbed to this channel. Good night, everyone. Take care.